the door. No one seems to be answering, but the driveway is full of cars. Deputies have guns drawn.
I just need to talk to you, my friend.
He lock it, David?
Locked it. He approached the door and then locked it.
All right, well, let's get a search warrant then. We have enough, don't we?
Oh, yes. Sergeant Case, Canadian County Sheriff's Office, how are you? Would you be willing to come back with me to the Canadian County Sheriff's Office and do a quick interview? We will transport you there and transport you back. Okay. Okay. I need you to go ahead and sit down here to the step. Turn around to this officer. Place your hands behind your back. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You are under arrest for lewd acts with a okay?
The suspect has been arrested, and he is going to be booked into our facility. He's going to be in jail, and he's looking at spending the rest of his life in prison because of this. So, yeah, this is a great day. We took somebody that was dangerous off the streets.
The way he spoke to was so abhorrent and so vile and so upsetting that I can rest easy knowing that tonight he's not contacted. Look, if you're a sex trafficker and you are dealing in children, you're gonna be very suspicious. So terrifying.
You're gonna be very suspicious.
Corner. What? Oh.
Sounds like you're a
Okay,
shithead.
let's see if he looks at his phone.
Only a shithead would
Okay,
do
hold on,
something
hold
like that,
on.
right?
He has not looked. He has not looked. Let's see where he goes. It might not be him, but
What do we have to lose?
if
we
it is
just follow
ours, he just pulled the
He
phone
looked
out.
at it, yeah.
Oh wait,
I don't know. It could be. He said seen just now.
there we go.
Walking to town.
Just go into here. We're going to the liquor store too. He's looking at the phone. He said just now that it's him.
It's him. It's f***ing him.
I'm just not right here.
Say it's fucking him.
Hey, I think I have eyes on him. We're watching him type as it's typing on the app, so we're pretty sure this is him.
Oh, he's coming this way. He's coming this way. Oh, he's getting awfully close.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Relax.
No, y'all need to
He's going to the
liquor
liquor store.
station one.
I think it's him.
I know.
I'm so convinced it's him.
So I'm just gonna go to the liquor store real quick.
Be careful.
Yep.
Give me some whiskey.
He's
That
so
chick wants vodka.
suspicious. This really worries me. I don't like this at all.
She's so suspicious. Ruse found the guy
Oh, he left.
Can't
he just
get-
got water.
in the room.
He's out. He's out. He's
He
out.
just got water and he left. A cup of water. Oh,
All right, you have to go to the wherever he is because we figure out what motel. But we have to. I can at least see which one he's walking into, right?
Him.
Go. Punch it. Okay. Just go straight. Let's see where he goes. He's going to
Do you want me to go in?
go in. Okay. Let me out and wheel around.
Yeah?
Yep. Go.
Okay. This so scares me. We're very suspicious right
don't
here.
get me wrong. Child predators there's no redemption for a child predator. But this
Oh,
show
there she is,
reminds
there
me
she is.
more of that Hell's
I did the
Kitchen or
best I
something.
could. I lost him at the, but I do know that he's here, and I can narrow down the rooms that he's in. I want you to look at this photo just to be extra sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at them now. Oh yeah, that's him. For sure. That's crazy. You got so close to him.
So we need to get ready for a meet because it looks like we are going to do it even though we don't have an exact ID, but we know where he is. Becca, you need to get an outfit on, do the fishnets, do the shorts, take a bunch of photos, do the dual braids, and then I need to do that when I get back. Meeting an ACM can be unpredictable and dangerous. So instead of Becca going, I am going to this meet dressed up as Skylar. It works because he
ACM?
only expects to see Skylar from a long distance. He knows what she's wearing. Do you buy it from far away, from across the street?
Yeah,
Think so.
definitely.
How about his maps? Minor attractive people or some
That's
shit
him.
like
Hold
that.
on, hold on. I want to make sure it's him.
I don't
Wait,
know
it's
if they see
him.
him.
He's already across the street, walking up the sidewalk of the nail salon.
That looks like a fake cop. I
He
think
walked
it's
into
just a
the barbecue.
scam. This is just to get
I'm not
views.
for
It's not
certain
really
that's him.
doing anything.
Black male, blue jeans, light colored blue jeans,
Maroon shirt.
maroon shirt, carrying a black backpack. Walked into the barbecue place next to the nail salon.
Are we for sure it's him?
No,
No.
he hasn't responded yet.
Not
He's-
that
he's
anybody that
ordering.
uses UR instead of your.
I think he shouldn't sit here because if I have to get out, then I've been sitting here for a while. I'm worried because if I get out, it's not a lot of distance between where he is and where I am. Because the nail salon is right
If you
next
use
to
that,
it.
you're 99% not gonna
He said, nope, across the street. He is across the street.
talk with this.
He's advising that he is across the street. We believe him to be in the barbecue restaurant. Okay, if he goes sideways,
I'll ask. Get me like over closer to the nail place. Okay. I'm here.
It's a good picture. It's a really short
He
story.
told her to go to the barbecue place. He's
Let me
inside the
there.
barbecue place.
It's
Oh.
him.
Okay, that guy's got an M16. Maybe they are real tops.
Get out of the booth now. Get out of the booth. Turn around. Turn around. Get down on your knees. Get down on your knees. Face that way. Hands on top of your head.
The girl's actually there. Why didn't she go in first and see what he did instead of just
Your name is Cedric? Okay, Cedric what?
the entertainer?
Oh, so he lied. We're obviously here for a reason.
Well, I knew she wasn't because I'm sure. I already knew it was fake. Yeah, I already knew it was fake. We'll try it. Yeah, sure.
Alright, let's go out.
It's probably not a bad
Right over
plan
here.
because it. Like, I wasn't talking to some. I'm talking to.
Ultimately, this was a good bust. I'm glad Sosa put so much time in
I
on
knew it was
this. I'm
bullshit.
glad that
I didn't think
nobody
anyone
got
was gonna
hurt.
show
We
up.
got a monster.
I thought
All
I
of
was
these
just getting
people are
trolled on the
bad, but
internet.
then you really catch a ringleader. And this is what it felt like we got as a ringleader.
It felt like you caught a ringleader. I don't know, man. You didn't really. I don't know. He didn't, okay, this Rachel Ziegler thing. Oh yeah, I already saw that. Child predator gets caught from his parents. Gross. 14-year-old mysteriously reappears 9 months after missing her bus. Wasn't she 15 by then? Victims don't act like that. Man illegally keeping alligators and turtles in pools. Arrest Cam Fish and Wildlife. Well, that didn't show up the last time I clicked their channel. Sovereign citizen Karen arrested in court. Insane. Melts down. Gets decades. Season 1, Episode 1, free version. Sosa. Dealer plants drugs on. Okay, let's just do this Rachel Ziegler thing. Well, there's this AI mom with gigantic boobies. Rescue kid from terrifying House of Horrors. There are way too many hands in that picture for the AI to have done it. All right, let's see what Rachel's got to say this time. Oh, this guy, so. Disclaimer, the content in this video is for entertainment and informational purposes only. Our role is to report on public conversations, provide context, and where possible, debunk false claims and clarify what is true. We believe in ethical and responsible reporting, aiming to present a balanced view by verifying information and sharing all relevant sources to the best of our ability. We make sure to cite the sources from which this information was gathered, including articles, tweets, TikToks, and other online media. Otherwise stated, everything discussed in this video is considered alleged and should not be taken as fact. We encourage viewers to independently verify the facts and form their own opinions. Alright, so I'm just... Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You check under the bed and make sure there's no Disney executives under there. Oh, not again. Yeah, this time, it wasn't just me. They were taking all my favorite people and replacing them with diverse women complaining about the patriarchy.
Nothing has brought me greater joy than watching the Walt Disney Company absolutely panic over the last few weeks. They're mad at South Park because they're making fun of their woke ideologies, constantly race swapping or religion swapping everything in their movies.
It's a brand new exclusive event with all your favorite South Park characters.
Dude, school's going to be so awesome today. I had explosive diarrhea all night. I like big boobs. Oh, hamburgers. How does this even make any sense?
It makes perfect sense. I think the problem is you.
So Snow White slept and waited for her prince to come, but he never did. Because a woman shouldn't have to depend on a man. Snow White was brought back to life by a lady doctor. And she lived happily ever after? Well, she couldn't indulge in strenuous activities like handball, but otherwise, she was fine. That's nice.
What an idiot I've been as a young person in this industry who has no filter and no idea what she's doing.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, I don't need your business.
Weird.
I did not like Snow White. The reason why is that the actress that plays Snow White, she acts like a all the time.
That was Asmund. Oh, I recognize that one. Yeah, like a bitch.
I don't need your business.
And everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
You do for me.
I don't need your business. Thanks.
Big mouth Rachel Zegler just got hit with another brutal humiliation, and this time it's South Park bringing the heat. In their latest episode, the legendary animated series goes all in, roasting Zegler and the total disaster that was Disney's Snow White remake.
The last time I had the dream, I was walking down the school hallway. And then I see Butters, and he's like, "Hey Eric, you want to see what my mom had me for lunch?" And that's when I start to notice that something's wrong. Everyone I cared about has been systematically replaced. And finally I want to scream, and I'm like, why are they replacing every single character with someone who is diverse? But then Kennedy's like, it's not our fault, it's because of Kathleen Kennedy. But then Kathleen Kennedy's just like, make it my name. And everyone in town is like, no, please, Kathleen Kennedy, stop ruining everything. But Kathleen Kennedy and all like, put another gay diverse woman in it, make it. Make it more lame. Make it more lame. Lame. And Disney stuff just keeps going down and down and down. And the Bob Iger's are like,
The fake movie inside the episode, it's called Woke White, the Reinvention.
You think it's perfectly normal that Carmen is suddenly a black woman?
You probably don't like that Indiana Jones got replaced by a female either, huh? Probably have a problem with Black Spider-Man too.
The best part? They did it with that signature South Park swagger. No filters, no apologies, just pure, unfiltered chaos.
No, make it more lame. That is exactly what they're doing. And that is why we hate the diversity, equity.
Look, this is a guy who's telling people how to think. I draw the line at this. I mean, he looked familiar at first, and then when I heard him start saying, we hate this because, you know, I don't think so great. I don't need somebody like you to tell me how to think. This is gross. Watch this. This is horrible. Don't ever do this. Don't pay attention to the people that try to do this to you. Well, I mean, all right, okay, if you're super stupid and you can't think at all, find someone who thinks right, thinks well, and just copy them, okay?
The best part? They did it with that signature South Park swagger. No filters, no apologies, just pure, unfiltered chaos.
No, make it more lame. That is exactly what they're doing. And that is why we hate the diversity, equity, and inclusion casting and writing in movies.
And yes, it's exactly what you're thinking. A full-blown mockery of Disney's cringe attempt to modernize a beloved classic. Zegler's already drowning in bad headlines, fan backlash, and a box office flop no one can pretend didn't happen. Most people didn't even know who she was until she started running her mouth.
This is no ordinary apple, my dear. It's
She's kind of a horrible person, but I still put my, what is it? Something in her cha-cha. I don't know.
Magic wishing apple. A wishing apple? You offer it to me freely.
But a beautiful young rich actress in Hollywood should not think that because someone like me would bone her, that makes her okay. This makes her another pretty chick.
Place of the patriarchy, you would have a queen! Not white, but diverse, inclusive, and equitable! I will become the leader I know I can be! All shall love me and despair!
Isn't that what the Queen said?
Oh, what has she done to you? Fear not. First Love's kiss can break any curse.
And now, South Park's turning her into a national joke, a parody everyone's going to see. Sources close to Rachel say she's furious, like absolutely losing it behind the scenes. And no, she's not laughing, not even close.
What would you say to those who are just kind of overly critiquing the film at this point? You worked so hard on it.
I can also be having the greatest time and simultaneously wishing people would stop sending me death threats.
After the episode aired, chaos exploded online. Clips of the parody spread like wildfire. TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, you name it. Memes were flying. Reaction videos blew up. And in the middle of it all, Rachel Zegler.
Like, who has been the most exciting person for you tonight? Oh my God, Masai Bajad took the wind out of my mouth. Masai?
Took the wind out of my mouth?
What the hell is even that?
What the hell is Wendy doing in your mouth to start with?
Right now, there's more dwarves on this podcast than there are in the new Snow White movie. And that's probably due to Peter Dinklage.
Yep.
When I was a child, I used to think Snow White was a Japanese lady. She has geisha-like pale skin, black hair, and tends to 7 ugly white men.
Who's the Disney character you identify with most? Mickey, Nemo, Peter Pan, or Dumbo? Dumbo. That's sad, but yeah, like...
Well. How the turntables...
So will she rise or bow her head? Will she lead or just be led?
She didn't just ignore it. Insiders say she demanded that Comedy Central pull the episode. That's right. She contacted her team and pressured the network to ban the entire thing. She called it defamatory, targeted, and dangerously humiliating. But here's where it gets even more humiliating. As if South Park torching her on national TV wasn't enough, now everyone wants a piece of Rachel Zegler. She's become Hollywood's favorite punchline, and The Simpsons just joined the party.
All that walking made me sleepy. This bed's too hard. This bed's too soft. And this bed is just like the first one. Also too hard. I guess I'll sleep in the one that's too soft.
Yep, even though The Simpsons is technically part of Disney, that didn't stop them from going all in with their own savage parody of Ziegler and the Snow White disaster.
Because a woman shouldn't have to depend on a man. Snow White was brought back to life by a lady doctor. And she lived happily ever after? Well, she couldn't indulge in strenuous activities like handball, but otherwise, she was fine. That's nice.
The episode features a fake reboot called Snow Woke, the reimagining, a not-so-subtle jab at Disney's failed attempt to update the classic fairy tale. And the character, a preachy, self-obsessed princess who thinks she's too good for fairy tales, true love, and apparently audiences.
Crabby drunkard.
She's beautiful.
Maybe she's been placed under some kind of a curse.
And all that will wake her is the kiss of a handsome...
I'm awake already!
Guess it's you and me again, doorknob.
So Snow White
Wait, did that say Donald?
Guess it's you and me again, doorknob.
It does. I guess it's you and me again, Donald is what it says. But he's obviously saying doorknob, and he's looking at a doorknob, and he starts kissing a doorknob. So once again, AI, whatever, subtitles, fuck, garbage, bullshit.
Snow White slept and waited for her prince to come, but he never did.
It's almost like the entire industry is lining up to roast her, and Disney can't, or won't, stop it. You'd think Rachel would lay low, but nope, she's doubling down, and that might be her biggest mistake yet.
Excuse me, your curtain. Please allow me to help.
Help? From you?
I didn't mean to offend. I just thought you should know that
That I should know what? That some privileged white guy thinks his opinion matters? Get over your entitlement. I'm not some damsel in distress waiting for you to ride in on your high horse.
Now wait, because South Park and The Simpsons aren't the only ones. The Rachel Ziegler Snow White disaster just hit a new level, and now Jack Black is at the center of it. According to reports, the Hollywood legend confronted Ziegler directly after her controversial interviews went viral, and insiders say the clash pushed her straight into therapy. Ziegler was supposed to be Disney's golden ticket. Cast as Snow White in the remake of the very film that built Disney's empire, it should have been the role of a lifetime. Instead, it's turned into a career crisis.
You always want to tell a fun, exciting story, and every time I've ever made a movie, I go into it going, I want this to be the best movie ever made.
Or what?
They're leaning into woke. Hardcore.
They're petrified of some kind of backlash.
I wanted my money back. I was very disappointed.
Who wants a movie about true love? What kind of woman do we want out there seeking true love, Eliana? It'd be outrage.
Every way that Disney changed the story, it changed it for the worse.
They're pretending like Rachel Ziegler is the fairest of them all when she looks like Lord Farquaad in the film.
the new Disney boss babe, who is Rachel Zegler, the inverse of happy.
So she comes off as an insufferable, whiny brat.
No one on the right side of America can stand the star of this movie.
Jack Black reportedly believes that Snow White's failure goes beyond Rachel Zegler's controversial comments. Insiders say he also blames Gal Gadot, claiming both actresses delivered stiff, unconvincing performances that lacked heart and connection.
Magic mirror on the wall.
Gal has more.
Who is the fairest one of all?
Seems a little more.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
I guess.
You had one job.
Just the one.
Kal-El, no. Max Lord, you're putting yourself and everyone else in great danger. I need you to give me the stone. What happened
Not even
to
a
it?
single cell on Gal Gadot knows a thing about acting, and yet she's
So exciting. Very interested to find the man.
this one's better than Rachel.
Why should I help you?
Because we're asking you nicely.
Just tell me when it costs to get her away from me. Name a price. I'll buy the whole damn boat if I have to. Who are you? The last of Hastia compels me to reveal the truth. Now, who are you? But who? Enough. I said enough. As Amazons, this is our duty. You have no idea what kind of power you're doing.
According to sources close to the situation, Black felt the on-screen chemistry was non-existent and the acting was soulless, a major reason the film failed to resonate with audiences. Joe Rogan and Bill Maher rarely see eye to eye on much, but when it comes to Rachel Zegler's so-called woke Snow White remake, they have one message in common. This might be one of Disney's biggest flops yet. The first red flags popped up when word spread that Disney wanted to shift Snow White's narrative away from romance. Reportedly, they wanted a more empowered princess who didn't need a prince at all. On paper, that might sound harmless, yet in practice, it meant ignoring the core elements of a classic: the dwarfs, the romance.
Well, why do you just do a remake of The Fifth Element and fuck it up? Because Princess doesn't it? They need each other. It's no idea what's going on. They totally missed the
The
point.
enchanting innocence.
You know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird. She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a different show.
People who had planned to buy tickets started questioning whether Zegler even liked the story she'd been hired to portray. Then, it went a step further. Old social media posts revealed she'd blasted an entire political group by telling anyone who supported President Trump to go away and never know peace.
So she came out, took a large dump on half of the country, everyone who voted for Trump. You are not entitled.
What? Harm should befall Trump and all his voters. Stop thinking actresses have anything to say that matters. Celebrities are not role models. They're universally shitty people. Very few of them are actually decent people. You know, Paul Newman did some cool stuff there at the end. I don't know about... Was that other dude? Robert Redford. He was a good old actor. Don't remember him doing anything cool. Don't remember him doing anything shitty. But they're actors. You know, they do a good role or not. You know, if they're good actors, they do good roles. Bruce Willis did a lot of cool stuff, like Fifth Element, I just mentioned. That one dude that plays bad guys, the bad guy in The Fifth Element, actually. That guy's a great actor. Really, really enjoy his work. I don't know if he's married. I don't know if he has kids. I don't know if he's straight or gay. I don't care. Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman does great work, and he always plays the bad guy. Except that one time when he played that dude, in the inspector in Batman, might still be a bad guy on the side. But Gary Oldman always does bad people, and from True Romance to Fifth Element, or whatever you want to call it, The Professional, Gary Oldman is a fantastic actor. Is he gay? Is he married? Does he have kids? Who cares? I like what he does. I like his work. I don't care about him. I don't care what his politics are. Don't give a shit about any of it. And he's my favorite actor. So all these other people, like this little girl right here, absolutely give no shits about anything she has to say, because she's just a silly little girl that's pretty and they put her in a movie. Doesn't mean she knows anything. Doesn't mean she's better than anybody. I find myself speechless in the midst of this. Another years of hatred leaning. Oh, fuck, I can't
large
even read it.
dump on half of the country, everyone who voted for Trump. You are not entitled to call for Trump supporters to be harmed. Like, you are actually not entitled to do that. And so, let me just remind you, Rachel Zegler, of what the map looks like, just so you can understand when your Disney movie is coming out, how many people you are wishing harm upon. Like, this is America right now. I will out how many people you are wishing harm upon.
Why is a black chick supporting Trump? Alright, now see all the blue spots? If you want to make this look legitimate, the red spots are flat. There's nothing there. But if you want to make it right, you do it three-dimensionally, and you see how deep the blue runs. Like right there in Dallas. It's a blue spot in Texas. All this desert over here has like 3 people in it. Dallas has like 14 million people in it. So Houston has like 10 million people in it. Austin has like 3 million people in it. The rest of the state, like 5 people, 6 people. In the same Nevada, nobody's in Nevada unless they're in Las Vegas. This is the stupidest kind of argument anybody can make. All around the coast of California, the whole coast of California, 40 million people. The rest of California, who gives a shit? 4? 12?
This is America right now. I will love you through these 4 years as best I can. F Donald Trump. Yeah, totally stable thing for her to be posting, wishing harm upon Trump voters, wishing that we have no peace.
That woman's mouth moves way too much. It's very animated. It's very distracting. I don't like her. I don't want to see her anymore.
To make your wish come true is let it echo, 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 echo.
It's
wait. That chick from Frozen sang "Let It Go." What?
Full generic. Never mind that the lyrics make no sense at all. All you have to do to make your dream come true is let it echo. Is it like on a metaphorical level?
I thought she said "Let It Go."
Meanwhile, Bill Maher, famed for his commentary that often pokes holes in political correctness, took aim at the sheer irony of labeling the prince a stalker and removing dwarfs in the name of progress. For Marr, it was a classic example of woke culture, overcorrecting and ending up being unintentionally offensive, especially to little person actors who lost out on iconic roles.
These big bad feminists now are telling us that's ridiculous. How dare you want to meet a handsome prince and be swept off of your feet and live happily ever after? No, you should want to be the prince. You should want to go out and fight the bad guys with a sword.
Then there was the subplot, or more accurately, the removal of any subplot involving romance. The original Snow White revolves around the idea of love triumphing over evil. Zegler proudly announced she had no interest in a story about a woman dreaming of a prince.
So no prince or a different kind of prince? I'm sure a lot of people will assume it's a love story just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie. Right. Andrew Burnap, great dude. Yeah. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Both Rogen and Maher hammered home the same point. By focusing so heavily on virtue signaling, Disney missed the obvious truth that audiences go to the movies to be entertained, not lectured. They suggested that Zegler's personal attacks on a large swath of the population only poured gasoline on the fire. If the star herself seemed hostile toward potential viewers, why would those viewers pay to see her on the big screen?
Because you just can't close your mouth. You just can't be safe. Even when you do open your mouth. I think this girl does not deserve a feature-length film, but rather she deserves to be in a padded cell.
Even aside from Ziegler's attitude, the production decisions themselves felt like the perfect storm for disaster. The seven dwarfs are not mere side characters. They're the heart of the original Snow White, each with distinct personalities.
Did the dwarfs make it or no? Well, the CGI dwarfs did. Of course, that goes back to the original controversy where Peter Dinklage, a very talented little person actor.
Look at the dude in the middle. Does that look like a real person to you? Does that look like an AI head floating over a thing? I mean, they all kind of, well, both the dudes look weird. That one in the middle, though, that looks like a little, like one of those Canadian dudes on South Park. Waiting for his head to go back and forth and his mouth going.
Said, why are we doing that? We've hired a Latina actress to be Snow White. That's progressive. But you're going to hire little people to play the dwarfs? That just seems like a step backwards. And then, of course, Disney instantly buckled and said, okay, we're going to add magical creatures.
Then they got even crazier, and they decided that the dwarves in Snow White weren't woke enough, okay?
Rather than refine the dwarfs with updated nuances, Disney decided to remove them outright, or replace them with CGI magical creatures. When leaks hit the internet, fans saw bizarre images of these so-called creatures, some tall, some short, a medley of random designs.
And then they couldn't put dwarfs, finding a way to find their way back to doing something not progressive. You'd think the most progressive thing would be get people jobs, and dwarfs want to work. That many scripts that come down the pike.
No, it's 7 of them.
That has, and there's seven dwarf jobs here, but because I think it was Peter Dinklage said this is, this is not right.
Many exclaimed they looked like cheap placeholders from a forgettable fantasy flick, completely missing the distinct personalities that made the dwarfs so lovable. Little person actors were furious, pointing out that each dwarf would have been a major role they rarely get the chance to land.
You're replacing jobs that people could have as little people. Okay. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, it's for dwarfs.
Dwarves, not dwarfs. There's a dwarf and dwarves is plural. Dwarf. How is dwarfs even a word? Is that even a word? I don't think it's a word. Dwarves, yes. Dwarfs,
These are roles made for actors of my stature. I can't go out for the Harrison Ford or the George Clooney roles because that's not for me. Right. And now it's taken away. I don't feel that's right.
The 7 dwarfs of Snow White, who of course all just disappeared, and now they're the 7 dysfunctional men.
They couldn't have dwarves. Do you guys remember?
Yeah,
that?
because
Peter Dinklage and all them were talking crap.
So originally they took
a picture of what the dwarves were supposed to look like.
I can find it, but it was an array. It was the DEI of
DEI dwarves.
Yep. Well, they had to reshoot the film and use CGI dwarves.
There you go.
Those guys didn't make it.
No.
That guy's 6'2".
And they were like, what? We just want to work. We're dwarves. So, ho, ho, ho.
I mean, I guess, what are we going to have?
Oh, okay. Bill Maher's not a moron. And he said dwarves. And this thing said dwarfs on the subtitles. God, this AI shit is... I'm already sick of it.
So, ho, ho, ho.
I mean, I guess, what are we going to have? Like a lesbian, a trans person, someone in a wheelchair, someone of color. Like, I don't understand. Why weren't the dwarfs enough? But apparently they were too offensive because the most famous dwarf of all, Peter Dinklage, said something negative about it back in 2022, thus ruining the biggest acting roles the dwarfs had ever seen since the creation of Willy Wonka's Oompa Loompas back in the 1970s.
Within days of release, headlines were calling it a certified bomb. The film reportedly cost over $200 million, factoring in marketing. Disney had expected at least $150 million opening weekend. Instead, it struggled to muster $43 million. That's a calamitous shortfall, especially for a legacy remake that should have been a sure thing. Some who ventured to theaters walked out complaining it felt antagonistic toward fans of the original. Doll lines and themed merchandise sat unopened on store shelves, clear signs that families were steering clear. The message from the public was unanimous. You can't stomp on tradition, insult half your audience, and expect box office gold.
Who the hell are you to say all of Andrew's could get cut? Like, who are you? Oh my God. Are you Disney? I've read your book, and I have. It's a phenomenal book. You're losing generation of loyal viewers. When you think about Snow White, what is the premise? What is the story?
It's a love story. It's a love story.
It's a dream for a girl to grow up and a man falls in love.
I'm still a fan of the original. And a lot of Disney's stuff that they did, even Brer Rabbit.
I'm really upset that it's the biggest theme here is that it's anti-men. She called him a stalker.
As the returns trickled in, whispers emerged of internal turmoil at Disney. Insiders claim that executives were blindsided by how deeply unpopular Zegler's political comments were. Others said the creative team had tried to pivot mid-production. Hence the reshoots rumored to cost millions more.
They've been in a full meltdown about this girl for a couple of years now, and how they had her tweet out like a little, "Yay, Snow White, can't wait, so excited, I love to play her." And she did it and got like millions of views, and they were like, "Good job, Rachel." And then she, like minutes later, followed it up with, "And never forget, free Palestine." And then they had to hire a special media consultant for her to follow her around all the time and make sure she didn't continue shitting on Snow White.
Yet every interview from Zegler that surfaced only further inflamed tensions. She told the press she was proud of ditching any notion of a prince and insisted that the film was more relevant than ever. Critics joked that she was wagging her finger at the audience, scolding them for enjoying the old version. Executives scrambled for possible solutions. Should they quietly let Snow White fizzle out in theaters and hope for better results on streaming? Could they salvage the franchise with a sequel that backtracks on the changes? For now, everything looks shaky, and Disney's once unshakable brand loyalty seems to be on the line. Rachel Zegler just faced the ultimate Hollywood horror, sitting in a near-empty theater, watching her own movie flop in real time. And not even Discount Tuesday could save it. The woke Snow White remake didn't just bomb, it vanished into oblivion, leaving Zegler and a few ride-or-die friends as some of the only souls brave enough to witness the wreckage firsthand. For an actress once hailed as Hollywood's next big thing, this was a brutal reality check. Now the box office numbers are calling back, and the message is clear: no one showed up. On March 25th, 2025, Rachel Zegler pulled together a few loyal friends: Ilda Mason, Jorge Mason, Remy, and Maria Isabel de Mason for what should have been a proud moment watching her movie on the big screen. But when they walked into the theater, it looked more like a ghost town than a movie premiere. There were almost no other people around. Still, her friend Ilda tried to hype the moment. As Rachel's name popped up on the screen, Ilda yelled out, "Zegler!" with full excitement. Rachel, she gave a little awkward cheer and laughed like she was trying to pretend everything was fine. Now, no one knows if they actually rented the theater or if it was just naturally that empty. Either way, the silence was louder than any applause. Trying to make the best of it, they jumped on a viral trend. They walked up to a Regal employee and this happened. Please?
For which movie?
It was painfully awkward, like a birthday party no one showed up to. Even the Snow White popcorn bucket looked embarrassed. If you listen to people like Joe Rogan, Bill Maher, or other cultural commentators, this fiasco is the canary in the coal mine for Hollywood. They argue that studios are so focused on avoiding controversy that they overcorrect, and ironically cause even...
Is that AI too? Or is that person whose job is to say words doesn't know how to say controversy?
that they overcorrect, and Hollywood. They argue that studios are so focused on avoiding controversy.
The fuck is controversy? Swear.
They argue that studios are so focused on avoiding controversy that
I'm so done. I'm just so done with everything. I can't live like this. Giving me strikes when you catch shit like this? Like, raccoon glimpse? Fail army? Get off my...
they overcorrect, and ironic, Snow White popcorn bucket looked embarrassed. If you listen to people like Joe Rogan, Bill Maher, or other cultural commentators, this fiasco is the canary in the coal mine for Hollywood. They argue that studios are so focused on avoiding controversy that they overcorrect.
Controversy.
Hollywood. They argue that studios are so focused on avoiding controversy that they overcorrect, and ironically cause even bigger backlash.
I am walking into Snow White, 2 p.m. Now see.
Controversy.
Let's
Yes,
see
I can do
how
that.
empty it is. I hope it's off the book we go. I hope.
It
Sound like I hear a couple of people.
Meanwhile, Big name directors and producers are watching Snow White bomb, worried about the future of similar modernized remakes. Rumors suggest some major layoffs might follow at Disney. The cost of multiple flops, like Lightyear, Strange World, and now Snow White, has battered Disney's bottom line. Investors are likely furious that a surefire classic could collapse so spectacularly.
God damn. I'm going to bed.
I'm much better now that the ladies are back from space. What were they at?
I'm gonna watch this one land down. Cops aren't coming for me, don't worry. I'm only very, very mildly.
I seen him, he shows me, but that's a fucking enough. Alright, I'm gonna edit this.
What did Marky Mark just say?
Put a note on it, you can edit that one. I don't fucking guy in that beard that did it. Alright, that's enough. I know. That's enough. I seen him, he shows me.
Stop. What?
The Muffin Man?
Stop! Get up. Get. Chinga tu pinche madre. Do you know? Come here. Alright. I'll be back later if YouTube and the world doesn't kill me.